Hi guys, it's Kara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make you guys my most requested tutorial, which is my red carpet makeup look. So I have done my own makeup for every single red carpet that I've gone on, which is great because that has saved me a lot of money in makeup artists. So I've learned a lot of tips and tricks along the way, what really works for me and what I think photographs well, which is the makeup look that I have on right now. So if you guys want to see how I did this look, then just keep watching. Okay, now that I'm fresh-faced, the first step after coffee is a primer. So I'm gonna be using the BECCA Backlit Priming Filter. This is my favorite primer because it's really glowy, and basically everything that I like to do for red carpet makeup is all kind of based around glow, because when the flash hits you and when you're out at night, everything looks so much more beautiful whenever you have that like lit from within glow. I just apply it with my fingers. Once I'm done with my primer, I'm gonna move on to foundation. I like to mix a lot of the products for this look because I feel like I never can find quite the right shade of anything for me, so I'm basically mixing my foundations, my concealers, using multiple bronzers, eyeshadows, so there's a lot of products involved. But for foundation, I'm gonna use my GIORGIO Armani Luminous Silk L'Oreal True Match, and these are in the shades Nut Brown C7, and then my Armani is in 3.5. So I basically mix these together to get the perfect shade for me, because my color is always varying depending on like if it's summertime, if I have a tan, if I have a spray tan at the moment, whatever it may be. So I'm just gonna use a really small dot of the L'Oreal because I have a little bit of a tan, and I just mix it on the top of my hand. Even for red carpet, I don't like to use a lot of foundation because I want my own skin to show through, and since I'm gonna be layering so much makeup on my face, I like to start off a bit light. I'm gonna be using a damp beauty blender. It looks a bit dirty, but I promise you it's clean. It just gets really stained from the gel bronzer that I'm gonna show you later. Once that's blended out, I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. The color I use is called Custard, and I'm just gonna put this wherever I need a little extra coverage, like the little pimple here. I'm gonna put it on, and then the sides of my nose, forehead, and I'm gonna do just a little bit under my eyes right now and kind of on top of my eyes as a base, but I'm gonna add a lot more concealer later. So this is kind of just, this is just the starting point. In the inner corners, and blend it out using the beauty blender. All right, next step is one of my favorites. I'm going in with my Tom Ford For Men Bronzing Gel. I've spoken about this product before. Don't be deceived that it says for men. I think it's just such a great product because it's got a really, really nice natural bronze tone. So it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. It just looks like you're bronze. And I like to use this for a little bit of a contour. You have to blend it really fast or it'll literally leave little brown dots on your face. And I just use the back end of my damp beauty blender, hence why it's so stained, to blend this out. Contour my jaw with it a little bit. And then I just go where the sun naturally hits my face, tops my cheekbones. I always smile when I do bronzer because whenever you're at a photo shoot, the makeup artists, whenever they do blush or bronzer, they always say smile so that they can see like the tops of your cheekbones. It's just become a little habit now. And I even do some across the tip of my nose. Under my lip. Make it look more full. Next, I'm gonna go over all the bronzer that I did with this Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. This is in the color 20M. It's a beautiful bronzer. I basically set everything that I do. So if I do a liquid bronzer, I set it with a powder. If I do a liquid highlight, set it with a powder. So every step of the makeup process is at least 2 layers so that everything lasts all night long. Okay, and then with the same bronzer, I'm gonna contour the tip of my nose a little bit. Using my same bronzer brush, I'm just gonna pinch it skinny, and I like to do just the tip of my nose. The top of my nose is already so narrow, so I just do the tip across the top. And on the sides, it looks a little crazy now, but that's okay. Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. This is NUDESTIX Naughty and Spice. This is a beautiful color of blush. It's really natural. And I'm just gonna do this lightly with my finger across the top of my cheekbones, across the top of my nose, and a little on my lips. Okay, now for the fun part to start on my eyes. First, I'm gonna use, this is Urban Decay eyeshadow, and the color is called Foxy. It's just a very neutral light base that I'm gonna use in the inner corners of my eyes, kind of to set the concealer that I've already put there, underneath my brow bone, just to kind of brighten everything up. I even do a little bit just under my eyes. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you my secret. I've done this for probably every event and definitely every red carpet that I've attended. I like to use tape to do my eyeshadow. So this is just some classic Scotch tape. I pull a little piece about like this, and then first I stick it on the back of my hand because I don't want it to be too sticky when I do it under my eyes. And I just peel it off the back of my hand so that it's a little bit of the stick wears off, and I put it under my eye at an angle, the same angle that I want my eyeshadow to be. So this is my little secret. I don't know if I've told anyone this. I know that other, I'm sure, beauty YouTubers and a lot of makeup artists do this trick as well, but this is my favorite trick for a red carpet look. This just makes your eyeshadow have that gorgeous cut, that gorgeous cat eye shape. This is really the secret. So I have a few eyeshadow palettes that I like to switch between for red carpet looks. One of my all-time favorites is from Tom Ford. This is called Cocoa Mirage. A makeup artist showed me this, one of my favorite makeup artists, shout out to Gia, showed me this eyeshadow palette. She's used it on me on 2 of our guest campaigns, and this is just like her go-to for me because we know that these colors look so nice like on my skin tone and with my eyes, and I just think that they're so universally flattering and beautiful on everyone. So I love to mix these 3 colors together. I always do like warm shades. I think that they're the most flattering and beautiful, so I'm just gonna mix the light brown with this reddish tone to start, and I'm just gonna start layering my eyeshadow. And I'm gonna start in the outer corner and work my way in. I like to focus all the color in the outer corner so that it's super cat eye, so that the eyes look, you know, wide and really like elongated. Oh, I love this eyeshadow palette. It's so pretty. So basically the trick is just a lot of layering and a lot of blending. Okay, so now that I've done the first layer of eyeshadow, the next eyeshadow palette that I love is the Urban Decay Naked Heat. And I love this because all the colors are so warm, and I think that this is just so beautiful and so flattering in photos. So I like to use these reddish, rusty kind of colors here. So I'm gonna use a little bit of He Devil mixed with a little bit of Low Blow, and just deepen the corner right here, the outer corner. Gorgeous. Okay, next eyeshadow palette, I told you there's a lot of layers to this look. It's from Pat McGrath. This is a go-to, and let's see what the colors are that I'm gonna be using. I love, love, love this gold color here. It's so beautiful and so pigmented. So this one is number 3. It's called Sextrovert. So I like to apply shimmer eyeshadows with my finger. Look how pigmented, look how beautiful. Can you see it? Anyways, so I'm just gonna apply this to the center of my eyelid. How does that look? Okay, now that we've got the eyeshadow on, that's why I say put it on the back of your hand first, so that it doesn't hurt when you peel it off. Now I'm gonna go underneath my eye with the same colors. So I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna use a smaller brush, and I'm gonna start back with these Tom Ford 2 that I mixed before, and I'm just gonna put this under my eye, under the lash line now, and let it meet up with that angle. We're getting there. I know it looks crazy now. I have some redness under my eye here, but this is a trust the process moment. It's gonna look okay in the end, I hope. So next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use Dirty Talk right here, which is this one, a shimmery red. I really like to do a shimmer underneath my eyes because I feel like it just makes them look more smoldery, if that makes sense. Yes, oh my gosh, I love red. I think red makes your eye color really pop, especially if you have brown eyes. I've learned that in photos, red eyeshadow makes your eyes appear more green. And I'm gonna put a little bit on top. And then I'm just gonna soften out that line a little bit. Now that I have majority of my eyeshadow on, I'm gonna go in with a brown eyeliner and I'm gonna line my upper waterline. And then I'm also gonna use this in the outer corner of my eye and I'm gonna do a little cat eye. So I am gonna use a liquid eyeliner for this look, but I always like to start with a pencil first because if you don't like the direction that they're going or if they're uneven or anything, it's so much easier to fix it with a pencil and then trace it with a liquid eyeliner versus going right in with a liquid eyeliner and being like, oh no, one is up here and one is down here, that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna go in the outer corner along the lash line. And then I just go up and out just in the outer corner. So it's super faint. I don't even know if you guys can see it on camera, but I can see it, so it gives me a really light line to trace. And once I've done that, I'm gonna go in with a black liquid eyeliner. This is from HAUS Laboratories. It's Lady Gaga's line, and I'm just gonna do a very, very thin winged liner just in the outer corner. Okay, now that I have my little micro wing, it's not perfect, but that's totally fine because there's still a lot more steps to this process. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some fake eyelashes, my all-time favorites. These are from Ardelle. I love, love, love a corner lash. So I prefer the look of just a corner lash than a full lash because I feel like sometimes full lashes are too heavy on me. I have like a really small eyelid area, so if I have like a full lash, it basically touches my eyebrows and then everything looks kind of closed off. So I like it when it's just in the outer corner so that it just kind of lifts the edge of my eye, and also it looks like you're not really wearing fake lashes when you just do one in the outer corner. So I get the little lash, and then a trick that I learned from makeup artists is to curl it. You see, it's right in there. Curl it at the base before you even apply it. So I've curled it, and then I'm just gonna curl my own lash. Actually, I'm gonna apply a light layer of mascara first before I apply the lash. I like to do a little bit of mascara before I put on the lash and then a little bit after I put on the lash. Hourglass Ultra Black. Not sure what it's called, but it looks like this. Okay, now to apply the lash. If you don't have one of these eyelash appliers, I highly suggest you get one if you plan on wearing fake eyelashes because it is so difficult to apply them just with your bare fingers. Like, I can never do it right. I live for these. So you just clamp your eyelashes like so. I'm gonna add a little bit of eyelash glue. A little bit. And then the trick is you want to let the eyelash glue dry a little bit because whenever it dries, it gets tacky. If you apply it while it's still wet, then your lash slides around and you can't get it to stick in the perfect spot. So you want to let the glue dry just a tad and let it get a little bit more tacky, and then when you place it on, it's going to stick right where you put it. The only problem is you don't want to put it in the wrong spot or it's going to be stuck there. Okay, and I'm just going to apply it in the outer corner. Once I've applied the lash, I use the eyelash applicator to pinch it down onto my lashes so that it's stuck on my lash line. I'm gonna let it dry for a moment and then just push it up. Look at the difference. You can see, I mean, my eyes look like uneven now because this one is so like snatched and lifted with that corner lash, and this one's just like, eh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side now. All right, once both of my lashes have dried, which hopefully they have, or this might mess it up, I'm gonna go in with the lash curler and I'm gonna curl them. And I like to curl them with my own lashes because this just makes it look like it's all one thing and it makes it really lifted. Ta-da! Okay, now I'm gonna go back over the liquid eyeliner that I've already done. The reason I do it before the lashes is because once the lashes are on, it's really hard to get that angle because my eyelashes are in my way, but once I already have it drawn on, now I can trace over it again. So I'm gonna just trace over the lash line of the fake lash, so just in the outer corner, and let it meet up with the wing that I already have. Bring the eyeliner about halfway into my eye. Perfecto. Okay. Now my eyes are almost done. So depending on what kind of look I want to do, sometimes I do a black eyeliner in the inner waterline, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends if I'm going for like a really smoldery, like darker cat eye, or if I'm going for something a bit more natural. So today I guess I'll kind of go somewhere in between the two. So I'm gonna skip the eyeliner. I don't know why I can't talk. So I'm gonna move on to eyebrows. So I'm gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil in the color taupe, and I'm just gonna start filling in my brows. I do them a bit darker than I normally would for events or for photographs because I like everything that has to be a bit more dramatic, especially on a red carpet, because those bright flashes blow everything out. I just like to accentuate the arch and fill in any sparse areas. Okay, I think the eyebrows are good, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set them using hairspray. So this is called the Warden from Dry Bar. So this is like the strongest hold hairspray that you can possibly get. So strong it gets like, the tip gets clogged sometimes, and I have to put. Okay, I'm just going to spray it onto the back of my spoolie. It came out kind of ghetto, but it's gonna work really, really good. And then I brush my eyebrows up with this, and this like literally locks your eyebrows in place all night long. So however I brush them right now, they're gonna stay like this until I wash my face. It smells really nice too. So I like mine really fluffy. I know a lot of people aren't into that. I just think it looks so like fierce and it lifts your face, and I don't know, I just love a bushy boy brow. I think there's something sexy about like a bushy boy brow on a woman. So now that we've got the bushy boy brows going on, I'm gonna go in with concealer. Now, there's a lot of steps to it. What I'm gonna use now, I use this one specifically for events. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in the color 2.0. So, looks like this, and this is a heavy duty concealer. This is like super, super pigmented. So I just put it again on the back of my hand, which is basically how I mix all of my makeup. And then I mix it with a little bit of the NARS as well, just to thin it out a tiny bit because it is so heavy. And then I mix these two together like so. And then I'm gonna go under my eyes. I'm gonna use this to snatch that eyeshadow even more. Go around my nose again, and I like to do it on the outer corners of my mouth so that everything is kind of lifted. Going back in with my same damp beauty blender, and I'm just gonna pat this in, really lifting that concealer up. So that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna go in and set the concealer. I love this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder. This is my all-time favorite and the only one that I really use for my under eyes. And I'm just gonna set the concealer with this. Normally for an event, I would do actually a lot of powder under the eyes, and I would really like sit and let it bake. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna quickly buff it in. A little more, make it a little heavier. Okay, now I'm gonna do the mascara. So Going in with the same Hourglass mascara from earlier, I'm gonna use this and just go over the fake lash and my real lashes so that they really blend together. I like to do the mascara after my concealer, otherwise when I do the bottom lashes, it gets in the way. Just a little bit on my bottom lashes. Do the mascara, don't look down, or you're gonna get it on your bottom, under your eyes. Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering now. Okay, can we see? Are we focused? Mascara is on, and I'm gonna continue with the rest of my face. So, back to the bronzer. What did I tell you guys about layering? I'm gonna use the same bronzer as before, and I'm just gonna bronze up the rest of my face, because as you can see, my body is so much more tan, and once I do the concealer and everything, my face is over here looking super, super white, and we don't want that. So, I'm just gonna literally bronze the heck out of my face. When you're getting photographed and at night, everything really blows out, and something that I found, we always do, me and my manager do test shots on a professional camera before we go out at night, and we've always noticed that however much bronzer you think you need, do a tiny bit more, because whenever that flash hits, everything turns white. So in order to match the rest of my body, I like to go overboard with the bronzer, and it just gives you more dimension. Then going back in with the same blush as before, NUDESTIX, Naughty and Spice. Just doing it across the tops of my cheekbones. Lightly blending it out. I don't want to mess up the concealer that I already have, but I do like to put it really high on my cheekbones because it just makes them look lifted. It's like jolly, like Santa Claus. Jolly, like blush. Okay, next step, one of my favorites, can't live without it, is the highlight. I go pretty nuts with my highlighter for a night out. So I'm gonna use two. I'm gonna use one of my all-time favorites, which is BECCA in the shade, this one's Opal. I thought I used Champagne Pop, but either way, both are really, really nice. I love Champagne Pop and I love Opal from BECCA. So again, a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I mix it with, this is Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. You see it? And the color is called Candlelight. This one's like really gorgeous. Ooh, the bottle looks gross, but it's really beautiful bronze color. So I mix them together, and I'm running out. So I mix them together to make my own custom beautiful bronzy highlighter. And I just don't put it on the tops of my cheekbones. I use a lot. I use definitely a lot more than most makeup artists that I work with, but personally, I just love the look of a super highlighted face. I feel like it gives you so much dimension, especially in photos. And oddly, it's like, you would think when you put on more highlighter, it looks like you're wearing more makeup, but I honestly find that it makes it look like you're, I don't know, it's just like you're glowing from within, or like, I don't know, you'll see. So I'm gonna use the same beauty blender and use the back of it to push this into my skin. Look at that glow. That's what I live for. Do you see that? It just lifts the face. And I even bring it up onto the forehead because, you know, I just love the glow. Across the top of my lip, nose, a little bit down the center, like there. Check out that glow. That just makes the makeup look flawless and glowy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that with BECCA, and this is Champagne Pop. It's busted. I don't know why that always happens with these, but this is a really beautiful color, and I'm just gonna put the highlighter over my highlight to set my highlight and add more highlight. Highlight is key. The makeup look today is called Glazed Donut, Krispy Kreme inspired. And then a little bit on my nose. And then I'm gonna go in and do the brow bone. Whew. Glowy. And the inner corner of my eye, which is really key here. And then I'm also gonna take the same highlight and bring it up in here into the eyeshadow, just in the inner corners, to really open up the eyes. Okay, now lips. So I'm using Makeup Forever. This is called Wherever Walnut. This is a gorgeous nude, and I'm just gonna outline my lips. Color it in a little bit. Okay, so this is the final look. I really like it. I love the glow. I love the cat eye. I love the glam. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope that you liked the final look. Thank you so much. See you next time.